Hello, friends. This is Dr. Samir here, and we are going to talk about migraines today and the scope of homeopathy in migraines. Homeopathy offers a holistic symptom based approach to managing migraines. It aims to reduce the frequency and intensity of episodes. The treatment is highly individualized. While it serves as a popular complementary therapy for chronic care, severe or sudden onset migraines require medical evaluation. We see a lot of patients coming to us with migraine, and in homeopathy, we don't give only on migraine. As we all know, it is a individualized care that we give, in which we ask what is the cause of the migraine, what is the cause of the headache. We look at the etiology, we look at ailments from, as we say in homeopathy, and of course we look at the modalities. That means any modality which reduces the pain or increases the pain, or also other associated features, and of course the mental state of the patient during headache. So these all things are very very important. Even the type of pain is also very very important. The side of pain is also important. Many people come up with left sided problem, many people come up with right sided headaches, many people have problems from going from left to right or right to left, and that is the specialty, and that is what makes homeopathy very very special. Remember that. So this is how the treatment is highly individualized. Now let's look at how homeopathy approaches migraine. Homeopathy does not just treat the headache, it treats the whole person. We practitioners select remedies based on totality of symptoms, including, first of all, the trigger factors. Many people are aggravated when they go out in the sun. Many people are aggravated when they come back into the home after sun. Many people are aggravated because of stress, hormonal fluctuations, PMS, weather changes. So these are the trigger factors that we lay a lot of importance on. At the same time, look at the characteristics of pain. First thing we ask the patient is, what is the characteristic of pain? Whether it is a splitting pain, throbbing pain, stitching pain, whether it is a pulling type of pain. So whether it is a sharp pain, whether it is a dull pain, all these things are very, very important. And of course, the accompanying symptoms, which we call, of course, the concomitants, are nausea. Many a times migraines are associated with nausea. So we have remedies where headaches associated with nausea are there. There's a lot of sensitivity to light or sound. There's a lot of photophobia, visual auras. Aura is one thing which is very, very important. Many patients with migraine will have a aura just before the headache starts. Some people would say that I see sparkling in front of my eyes. Sometimes they feel blinded just before the attacks of migraine. So these accompanying symptoms are very, very important. Now let's look at what are the common remedies that we use in homeopathy. One of the first remedies that I would think of in any kind of headache or acute sharp shooting throbbing headache, which cannot be bare. The person, his eyes become red, his face becomes red, and he would say that I went out in the sun and this thing has started. And it is a very, very acute pain. At the same time, some people who have a tendency for headaches after haircut would think of this remedy. Yes, you're right, my friends, it's belladonna. So belladonna is used for migraines that come suddenly and go suddenly. That is the first thing. Second thing, the patient would say that always my right side is affected. There is a lot of throbbing pain, and when you see here, when you feel here, the carotids are throbbing. The carotid arteries here are throbbing like this, like this. And he'll say as if there are, it is throbbing. Doctor, I cannot bear it. Do something for me immediately. This is the kind of belladonna presentation. A lot of flushing of the face, redness of the face, extreme sensitivity to light or noise. And if we look at boric, I would just tell you something about belladonna, which is a very, very important remedy. Lot of neuralgic pains, right? So belladonna is always associated with hot red skin, remember, flushed face, glaring eyes. Remember, belladonna is nothing but deadly nightshade. It is atropine. The active principle is atropine. Whenever atropine is put in the eyes, it is belladonna means it is a beautiful lady, right? So when they used to put this atropine in the eyes, the pupils would dilate and they would look more beautiful. So flushed face, glaring eyes, throbbing carotids, excited mental state, hyperesthesia of senses. So heat, redness, throbbing, burning are the four important characteristics of belladonna. And of course, as I have told you, the forehead is affected, even occiput and temples, but the right side, remember, very, very. The pain is worse by light, noise, jar, laying down, and in the afternoon. Better by pressure. The patient is going to say that I feel better by bandaging my head. Semi-erect position. The patient will feel like boring the head into the pillow. There'll be a lot of drawing back, rolling from side to side, constant moaning will be there. Headache is worse on the right side and when lying down. ill effects of colds from exposure to sun and from having a haircut. Very, very important. So don't forget, belladonna is a very, very important remedy for migraines, right? The next remedy that I would like to say is glonoine. Glonoine, we would say, is the father of belladonna. Remember, as far as the intensity is concerned, as far as the frequency is concerned, glonoine is very, very serious. Trianitroglycerate. Remember, one of the things is nitrate or nitrate in it, which is dangerous. Remember, it's used in TNT, it's used in bombs. Remember, so a lot of acuity is there. So often recommended for congestive headaches or migraines characterized with feeling of fullness and rushing blood to the head. Now I will again suggest boric, and I will read something which is very, very nice, which I want you to understand. When you're talking of chlorine, it is glycerin, oxygen, and nitrogen. It's nitroglycerin, remember. Okay. So the first most important thing here, it is a congestive type of headache. Remember, it's not a dull headache, it is an acute headache. As in belladonna, it's acute headache. When we talk of bryonia, it is dull headache. When we talk of belladonna, aconite, glonoine, these are acute congestive headaches. Remember, hyperemia of brain from excess of heat or cold. Excellent for intracranial climatic disturbances or due to menstrual suppressions. Children get sick when sitting before an open fire. That means the heat of the fire. Remember, one of the most important things written in blue letters and italics in Boric, my friends, is surging of blood to the head and heart. Remember, tendency to sudden violent irregularities of circulation, sensation of pulsation throughout the body, lot of pulsating pains. Here, the patient would say that his head feels heavy, but he cannot lay on the pillow. Remember, cannot bear any heat around the head. Effects of sunstroke, just like belladonna. Heat of the head, as in typesetters or workers working under gas and electric light. Better by uncovering the head. This is where it differentiates from belladonna. Remember, belladonna is always better by covering the head, making it tight, while glonoine is aggravated by covering the head. It is always better by uncovering the head. Throbbing headache, just like belladonna, but glonoine, the head pain, it starts from the morning, remember, and goes increases up to the afternoon. There's a lot of vertigo, cerebral congestion. Head feels enormously large. Edges of the skull were too small for the brain. Sun headaches increases and decreases with the sun. Shocks in the head synchronous with the pulse. Headache in place of menses. Rush of blood to the head. Threatened apoplexy. So you see, these are the two most important acute remedies for headache. Somebody come to you with acute headache, think of glonoine, think of belladonna. This is very, very important, right? Next remedy is iris versicolor. Remember, I told you that migraine could be associated with some kind of aura or some kind of a associated symptom. When the patient tells you that I have got a lot of hyperacidity, I got a lot of nausea, vomiting feeling, especially when my headache is there. So when along with the headache, the concomitant is nausea, vomiting, or a burning sensation or digestive issues, think of iris versicolor. I'll take you back to Boric and we'll read a very, very important thing. I'll tell you why I'm taking you to the boric, because boric is full of italic symptoms, and these italics are very, very important. Remember that. Okay. So I'm reading this for you. Frontal headache with nausea. It starts with that only. Lot of salivation is there, lot of bile secretion is there, sick headache is there, right temples are affected. Remember, right temples. We saw something in belladonna, it was frontal. We saw right temples in iris. Remember. Sick headache, which is worse by rest, which is exactly opposite of Bryonia, isn't it? Bryonia, we know that is better by rest. Iris is aggravated. It begins with a blur before the eyes. Remember, I told you about the aura. So, iris has a typical aura not only of the vision, it's not a vision aura, but it is a GI aura also. Lot of ringing in the ears, burning of the whole alimentary tract, vomiting, sour, bloody, biliary, lot of flow of saliva, just like mercury, ipecac, kali iode. So don't forget iris, where the headache is associated with stomach problems, with nausea, with hyperacidity, and of course there is a blurred vision before the headache starts. Don't forget iris. Very, very important. Next, of course, our favorite remedy, natramur. It is a constitutional remedy though, but can be given as acute remedy also. Remember that if the symptoms agree. So it's a constitutional remedy sometimes used for chronic migraines triggered by grief or stress. If we just go back to Boric, we'll look at natramur. Of course, you know disappointment in love, ailments from exposure to sun. Very, very important. Throbbing headache, blinding headache. Just like in iris, there'll be a blind. Remember, just before the headache starts, there'll be a blinding headache. aches as if thousand little hammers were knocking on the brain. It's in the morning on awakening, just like lycopodium. Remember, lycopodium also has problems of getting up in the morning. It is after menstruation from sunrise to sunset. The head feels too large. Anemic headache of schoolgirls. Semilateral headache from sunrise to sunset. A lot of anemia is there. Look at the tongue. The tongue is geographical tongue. Of course, constitutionally, if you see these people have illness from disappointment in love, they are introverted, they don't talk too much, consolation aggravates, right? But headache of schoolgirls, remember, it's very, very important for headache, which is associated with a lot of tears streaming from the eyes, a lot of coughing. So could be an important remedy for sinusitis also, but at the same time, it is an important remedy for migraine. Okay, so that along with a lot of coryza and all. So that's why it becomes an important remedy for all kinds of allergies. As all halogens are important remedies for allergies, natrum is also a halogen. It's very, very important for allergies. Last remedy I'll think of is Nux vomica. Remember, Nux vomica again, you know the typical constitution, the irritable, zealous, type A personality prescribed for migraines again related to digestive disturbances, overwork, or sedentary lifestyle. Let's look at what Boric sir talks about in Nux vomica. All of us know Nux vomica, of course, but what is more important is rest desires. They want silence. They want all the doors and windows closed, all the curtains closed. They want darkness. They don't want to be disturbed. So disturbed averts to a very, very important symptom. They would get aggravated if their rest is aggravated by anybody else. So when they want to rest, they want to rest. They are fastidious in everything. Even in resting, they are very, very fastidious. They have a zealous, fiery temperament, cannot bear noise, odors, and touch. Remember, headache is in the sunshine, just like Glonoin and Natrum cough. Frontal headache with desire to press the head against something. Congestive headaches with hemorrhoids. Congestive headaches with digestive problems. Headache in the occiput or over the eyes with vertigo. Very, very important. So this is Nux vomica. One more very important remedy is of course spigellia. Don't forget. When we're talking of right side and left side, we always think of spigellia as a left-sided remedy. Remember, the left side of the headache is aggravated, right? So pain beneath the frontal eminence. This is the frontal eminence here and the temples here. The pain is here, extending to the eye, just like onosmodium. Semilateral involving the left eye. Remember, when the left eye is affected, if the pain is on the left side, it starts in the front, goes like that in the back, or severe pain in and around the eyes. Pain as if there's a band around the head, along with vertigo. But this eye pain is very, very important. The patient would say that I feel that my eye feels big and the socket feels small. So much is the pain. And it is a radiating pain, remember. Spigelia, always there'll be some kind of radiation. So a lot of sensitivity to touch, parts feel chilly, sends shudders through the brain. Neuralgia of the fifth nerve, very, very. So it's an important remedy for trigeminal neuralgia, also known as prosopalgia. Remember, very, very important, right? So Spigelia is eternal. Don't forget the brother of Spigelia, which I call because that's how we remembered. Spigelia was left-sided, and the next remedy sanguinaria. So when we talk of sanguinaria canadensis, it also has headache, but it is on the right side. Periodical sick headache, pain begins in the occiput, spreads upwards and settles over the eye, especially the right. Remember, when we talked of spigelia, the headache would start from the left side, go up and settle over the left eye. But sanguinaria, the headache starts from the back, the right side of the occiput, comes and settles over the eyes, especially right. The veins of the temple are distended. The pain is better by lying down and sleep. Headache is periodical. It comes every 7 day, every 21st day. It starts at climateric. Remember, sanguinaria is an important remedy for menopausal problems. So think of sanguinaria in ladies who are menopausal and who have headache, who have redness of the cheeks. Remember that. Redness and burning of the cheeks, nasal polyps, sudden stoppage of catarrh of respiratory tract followed by diarrhea or headache. Remember. But the circumscribed redness of the cheek, flashes of heat, determination of blood to the head and chest, and right side. Don't forget, it has marked vasomotor disturbances. So that's sanguinary. So there are many such remedies we have in homeopathy, and homeopathy has an excellent scope in migraine. Allopathy does not give anything except for temporary relief. Migraine patients who suffer from migraine have difficult time in their work. Even if they're housewives, if they cannot work at home, They're very, very irritable during that. It causes a lot of disturbance in the quality of life. Homeopathy is a very, very potent tool to bring back the quality of life of the patient. And it's an excellent in migraine. So that's everything about migraine today. Thank you, my friends. Next time we'll come up with yet another topic. If you want anything, just tell me what you need to, and I will talk on those topics. Take care. Bye bye.